when you were growing up, was it just, hey, we hang out with NBA All-Stars all the time?
You probably didn't even know it then. You knew they were good.
Those guys that's famous now that we look up to, I grew up as a kid being around those guys. So, like you said, it really was no big deal.
Welcome to GOATQUEST, Beer Man. How are you, my friend?
I'm fine.
Give me a little cheers here.
A little toast.
As we begin. As always, we're here at the Downtown Pourhouse on Freilich. The publican, Sully Sullivan, so gracious in giving us these accommodations to have this March Madness Final Four episode.
Showing up fashionably late, as he always is.
Is he not here yet?
No,
Okay.
he's never here.
Well, we'll get him. We'll get him on the horn. Also, John Pelon, Patrick Financial Group, Finding the Planning and Understanding, the Financial Planning, and ATS Advisors, which is Sully's company.
Yes.
A flourishing accounting firm serving the people behind the numbers in that little sponsorship endeavor. So we're here in Plymouth, Michigan at the Goat Tavern giving you the great debates. I am Joe Willie. This is the Beer Man. And we're in the middle of March Madness. We are at the precipice of the Final Four.
Yes.
And we saw a shocking Great Eight game where the Blue Bloods, the Blue Devils, went down in a furious flurry to the UConn Huskies. Tell me what you were feeling as that game was a 19-point game, seemingly out of hand, and all of a sudden, inch by inch, shot by shot, Danny Hurley brings them back.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm feeling the same way everybody was watching that game. We almost turned it off. Right?
Yeah, it's a 19-point game.
Yeah, it's a 19-point game.
And it was kind of boring.
Yeah, and it didn't look like there was any way they would come back. So that's why you play the game, though, right?
I mean, Terrace Reed was the saving grace of that Huskies team. He was the only one who could do anything for 3/4 of the game.
Yeah.
So they hung around. They started getting some fouls but even up until the last 2 minutes when Boozer made the little 4-footer, you thought, okay, well, they're just going to make free throws now. This game's over. It's going to become a free throw game. What transpired in the last 90 seconds will go down in NCAA March Madness lore forever.
We say it in all sports, even golf, whatever we're doing, basketball, football. If you let somebody hang around,
that's it.
Right?
That was it was exactly what was going through my mind. These guys have just been hanging around.
Yeah.
And you especially don't let somebody hang around that's won 2 out of the last 3 national championships.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
A guy like Caravan sitting there just getting ready to knock down a couple of triples.
Yeah. You could tell he wanted to shoot it. You could tell mentally he wanted to shoot it. And Boozer was right in front of him.
Yep.
He was not going to let him.
He dishes it back to
dishes
Braylon Mullin.
I know.
A kid who, a freshman, a 19-year-old freshman who was Mr. Basketball in Indiana 12 months ago, going back to Indianapolis now for the Final Four. I mean, what a moment for him and his family.
Yeah.
But that kid hadn't made a shot.
No.
Hadn't made a shot.
No.
He gets.
I think it was like 1 for 8 or 1 for 7.
1 for 5 from 3.
Yeah.
And the one is the 30-footer from the logo.
That's all that matters.
That ends the game. Did you see the Hurley family? Did you see Mom and Dad and Grandpa in the stands?
Yeah, he didn't know what to do. Hurley didn't know what to do.
The mom just went, holy F, and she was cursing up a storm. But, yeah, the Hurley family celebrates
I love the slow motion on the Duke head coach. I mean, he just saw – it was just pure pain. He saw it coming, and there's nothing he could do, right?
And we're gonna touch on this when we get to the GOAT list. But there's always the debate of, what's the greatest blue blood program, right? And really to make the jump for me, you have to have more than one coach that was great, right? Like to be if your whole program was just based on one coach's era, it's hard for me to call that the program versus just the coach. And up to this point, really the whole Duke program from a success standpoint is Mike Krzyzewski.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
So
pretty
Shire was trying to put that stamp to be that second great coach in the history of a program, and he had it right there. I mean, literally, he had it in Caden Boozer's hands.
Yeah, he had it for the last 12 seconds of the game. When they came back out there, you could see it in his face. He's like, no, no, no.
And you hate to put it on one kid, but you know that if he just holds onto the ball and gets fouled, he's going to the line.
We were talking earlier, if he just threw the ball up in the air as far as he could.
And you can
Right?
see, and what I feel so bad for the kid is you can see what he was thinking. He was thinking, there are two guys in the front court with nobody covering them. All I got to do is loop it over these hands, and it's a dunk, and the game's over.
Sure.
But there's always a slip, an cup, and a lip, right?
Well, we talk about it all the time. I mean, under pressure, everything changes, right?
Just
I
a
don't care what the
fingertip.
sport is.
The game of inches, though.
Yeah.
A fingertip knocks
Yeah.
that ball up in the air. Mullins recovers it, kicks it to Caravan,
Comes back to
Caravan
Mullins,
gets it back,
yeah.
and he hits the shot
Yeah.
to win the game.
Yeah. That's March Madness,
It,
right?
the quintessential March Madness, and for it to happen to Duke, who is known for what they did
With Christian Leitner. Yeah.
against
Yeah.
Kentucky.
Sure.
There was just a feature because now Rick Pitino was playing St. John's. So the game before, Duke beat St. John's.
Yeah.
I saw the interview before the game where Pitino was saying, hey, I lost that game, but it was one of the great memories of my coaching career. I'll never forget it. I'll still treasure even the loss because it was such a dramatic moment in the history of college basketball. Well, now the tables are turned on Duke.
It's just such a different game. That NIL is. We talk about NIL all the time, how it's changing, and when you talk to coach or you listen to coaches, they're like, I don't even want a high school player. I want 24-year-old men.
Men.
That's it, right?
People who have to make a living.
Yeah, that have no choice.
Guys who have wives.
Yeah, that are
many
getting
cases.
paid by me. Yeah,
People who have something more to be accountable for.
correct.
Yeah. And the other, so to round it out, obviously UConn moves on. In the bottom bracket, probably the least expected of these is Illinois making it through, and a excellent effort from Iowa. The coach McCollum from Iowa, who won the Division II championship multiple times, gets that team to the precipice, and they were right in it to the wire. They just got weathered. The thing that impresses me most about Illinois, they just keep coming at you. The next guy off the bench is just as good as the last guy. They go 8 or 9 deep, and it seems like they can endure.
It's just momentum. We talk about it all the time. Doesn't matter the sport. Sometimes things go right, and they go right at the right time, and people come together, and guys that weren't making shots are making threes, and guys that weren't rebounding are rebounding. Guys that weren't playing D are playing D. So
And this wasn't they were no slouches during the season.
No,
Illinois was a top 10 team the whole season.
Big Ten's good.
But you definitely didn't see
No.
Stojakovic play like he did
No.
in that game.
Who's picked them to go to the Final Four?
No.
Out of the Big
course
Ten?
No.
No way.
But Ivicevic, I'm sorry, Stojakovic. I mean, they have 5 or 6 guys. They've definitely played the European game well in recruiting.
Yeah.
They've brought the Euro guys over.
Yeah, you can see it in their game too.
And
Right.
but then they bring in a rock star like Wagler, right? Who's a McDonald's All-American high school guy, probably one and done. We'll have to ask Sam Washington when he comes into our guest appearance what he thinks of the one and done guys in this class. But yeah, I think Illinois is the shocker for me because of the way that they're playing. Dominant level of basketball that you didn't see against Michigan or Michigan State or the rest of the Wisconsin, the rest of the teams in the Big Ten. Then from the other side, Arizona, probably the odds-on number one.
I mean, we all had them in our Final Four, right?
And University of Michigan, who I think
And a lot of people had them in the
everybody
Final
knows
Four.
that this team has
Yeah.
been ready to make a run. I've heard Charles Barkley say from the first game of the tournament that this team looks the most ready to play, the most balanced, can do it in every way.
But it only takes one game, right? Team gets hot, gets playing well, hits a few threes, starts getting rebounds, and the whole you can see it happen.
But I have only seen it happen to Michigan twice this year. Wisconsin at home, and the Duke game in Washington, D.C.
Dude, they were up by 20 on Wisconsin in that game.
But it fell apart. In the
I know,
second
they
half.
fell apart, but they were up by 20.
They literally went through a half where they couldn't make a shot.
Yeah.
I've only seen, so that's a good point. A half of the Wisconsin game and the Duke game, right? Duke is no longer going to be in their way here, so it's 2 games. Can they beat Arizona, and can they beat who comes out of UConn, Illinois?
When I watch, and I hadn't watched Arizona a whole lot this year, their guard play is unbelievable. I mean, both those guys are NBA players, so I just don't think anybody can beat Arizona. They're just too deep. They make a lot of shots. They play great defense.
The Burries kid is impressive.
Yeah.
When we look at Arizona versus Michigan in this game, how do you think Dusty May is going to play this? Do you think he's going to play the bigger lineup more of the time to try to impose their will on them in the low block, or do you think he's going to, because he kind of shifts it depending on the.
I think he's going to shift it just like he was, and it's a feel thing. I think most coaches. I don't think most coaches go into a game and say this is going to be exactly what I'm going to do. Maybe they do, but I think you got to be able to switch with the times. What's working, who's hot, who's playing good D.
I don't know
who's rebounding.
I don't know who's going to handle Mara, Johnson, and Lendenborg when they're all in at the same time.
No, nobody can handle
those 3 bodies, especially with the athleticism of Lendenborg, where he can pull you out.
It's really who's making threes, right? Really I hate to say it in this game. It's like if you're not hitting threes, it's real. Well, UConn. What were they? Were 3 and 8, 3 and 18
at one point
all day? I think
at one point they were 1 out of 17.
Yeah. Before they hit the shot. I think they might have been. I think they were like 3 and 19 or something from 3-point.
It was rough.
Yeah.
It was rough until it wasn't.
Yes.
And then it got nice quick.
Yeah.
So that's a little quick recap of what we're looking at for the Final Four. The Detroit Tigers, though, did something that somebody predicted. You can go ahead and thank me.
Okay, well, you can give out 10 predictions, and if 2 hit, then
Nostradamus.
Yes.
The McGonigal, the youngster, the 21-year-old from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, came north with the big club. Of course, they went out west to start the season in San Diego, won 2 out of the first 3 games. He had 4 hits in his first game. He had more than 5 RBIs, first Tiger to do that. Setting up for Friday coming here. They got to play this Arizona Diamondbacks series, but then they're going to be home on Friday for opening day.
And Verlander's the
you want to change,
right? Verlander's the pitcher.
No, Framber Valdez is going to pitch opening day for us.
Opening day.
Verlander
okay.
goes tonight. No.
Oh.
Yeah, tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it was then. Okay.
But you want to change your predictions now? You want to join the bandwagon and we're going to get 100 wins out of these Tigers? I think, what did I call, 97 wins?
What did I call? I wish I remembered. Do you remember what I called?
No,
I was under.
We'll find the tape.
I think I was under.
We'll find the tape.
I was under.
We'll call you to the carpet.
Well, I'm going to stick to where I'm at. We'll see where it goes. I can switch it up too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well,
I may have to.
As you mentioned, they moved him over to third base. He can play short or third.
Yeah.
Javi Baez, who's been able to bounce to the outfield and play short, will be coming in to play short. So Verlander and Casey Mize are left in the rotation.
God, they're going to be fun to watch. They've got a lot of good hitters.
Then they're going to have, I think Skubal is going to pitch the last game in Arizona, and then Framber Valdez will be starting for opening day in Detroit.
I have not seen Framber play yet.
You didn't watch that second game?
No.
He mowed him down. He's
got good stuff.
Looked great.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Looked great. He didn't get the win. DeJesus got the win coming out of relief, but he kept him in the game to finish it off. Tigers, I believe, scored 3 or 4 in the 8th inning to win that one.
3 or 4 in the 8th's good for a pitcher, right?
Well,
You're normally going to win.
That'll help the cause.
Yeah.
This is GOATQUEST, brought to you by Patrick Financial Group. John Pelon and his registered investment advisors at the Patrick Financial Group will take care of you. Financial planning with understanding.
Are you going to head down for opening day?
No, I'm not going. I'm playing golf.
Playing golf.
Playing golf.
When are you going to T-Mobile Arena for the Frozen Four?
That's in a couple weeks.
That's a couple weeks.
That's a couple weeks. Week and a half.
You see how I segue?
Yeah.
I segue right to the
Right into
ATS
hockey.
Advisors and Patrick Financial Group Frozen Four reset.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a reset.
It's a reset. It's a Frozen Four reset. So you got the University of Michigan again. Not only are they in the women's grade 8 and the men's Final Four, but they're also in the Frozen Four.
Don't they play tonight? Don't they? The women
are playing right
Women's
now.
are playing now?
They're down 27-12 as we speak to Texas.
Okay.
But your significant other's son playing defense for the Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah. Playing well.
Coach Naranjo seems to have them going in the right direction. Beat Minnesota Duluth. Now they go to T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas to play Denver. A perennial power that's won several national championships.
Yeah.
On the other side, it's going to be North Dakota playing Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Wisconsin had a timely goal scored in this last game to upset Michigan State by former Orchard Lake St. Mary's player Luke Osborne.
Oh.
Another defense.
He went to OLSM.
He did indeed. Played over at CompuWare.
Yeah, they were up 3. Did you watch that game? They were up 3-1 in the third.
3-1 in the third. And
Lost
gave it up
4-3.
and lost it in overtime. And with Trey Augustine, the wings.
Yeah.
Future draft pick goaltender.
But he let in a couple goals that he normally doesn't let in.
You wouldn't have thought. I mean,
No.
I'm giving a shout out to Mike Gilmore, the former goaltender of Michigan State, the last time they won the national championship. But you would have thought that Trey Augustine would give them their next attempt at a national championship. But they didn't make it out of the first or second round either time.
One and done.
Yeah.
One and done.
It's a rough road. Nightingale's been a great coach there, but they have struggled in these NCAA playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is any of these teams can beat anybody. Wisconsin.
Especially in hockey. Hot goaltender.
Exactly. Hot goaltender. I think the goaltender from, who did Michigan play in the first round? Bentley? Was it Bentley?
Bentley.
He stopped like 70 shots the game before.
Yeah.
And it was like 3-2.
And
right?
Duluth gave Michigan all they could handle this past game.
Duluth is tough.
Minnesota Duluth has always been good.
Yeah.
North Dakota, I have heard, has the greatest arena in college hockey. Have you been to that one?
Not been.
No, neither have I. But
No.
I love Yost. We just did.
Yeah, I'm not really big on North Dakota.
We just did the Big Ugly. Dino's.
Oh, you went to that?
We did the broadcast from there.
You did?
Yeah, we're going to release it after this one releases.
Oh.
So after this one releases, we'll do our live broadcast. We'll release.
Okay.
That Ace was nice enough to come into Yost.
Who'd you do it with?
I did it with a whole cast of
Anybody that would step up and.
the Candyman, Dino Dangles.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so he was number one guest. But then I had Tamer. I had the Tamer family.
Okay.
Right?
All hockey
they
players,
were all
right?
rolling in there. And, yeah, we had a whole bunch of guys who were they would literally come off the ice, do a quick interview, go right back on the ice.
Oh, sweet.
And play. So the
Probably
charity game.
Probably worked out well.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. We did the GOAT list was the greatest Michigan Wolverine hockey players of all time. Brendan Morrison, your Dylan Larkins,
Sure.
your Red Berensons. We went through the whole list, so we got
What a cool arena.
It is, and that's
It's
where I was
it's
going.
awesome.
You can tell me that North Dakota's now got the greatest arena, but for old school lovers of the game, I don't think I've ever seen an arena hold its historical character
Did you?
and still function like a up-to-date.
Did you go to the Snowball?
Yeah, Fargo.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the arena's not in Fargo.
I think it is, yeah. It's
I
in
think it
Fargo.
is Fargo.
But it's not the same
Was
arena.
it cold when you were there?
The Fargo Dome? Of
No,
course.
no. The weather.
Oh, my God. It was 13 below.
Yeah, it was 50 below when I was there.
Yeah. It was terrible.
Yeah, it was
But you're
horrible.
playing in a dome. So
You're playing in a dome.
what do you care?
But,
right?
yeah.
Walking around town wasn't any fun.
No, I didn't walk anywhere. It's 50 below.
No.
Yeah.
But no, so I agree with you. Yost, to me, is one of the great hockey experiences you can have.
Yeah, it's cool.
So we'll see. We'll see. It's North Dakota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Denver,
Yeah.
and that'll be at T-Mobile Arena. You said in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, yeah.
the-
Week and a half.
Our hometown Wolverines get another chance at another title.
They do. They win the Big Ten, and then they could win the Frozen Four, too.
They could indeed. I want to take a quick break
Okay.
and bring in Sam Washington.
Bring in our cooler.
We're going to move him over one chair and bring him right into the sweet spot.
He can sit here even for his.
No. Bring him right in
Good.
here.
Okay.
So Sam Washington Jr., son of Sam Washington Sr., who was the godfather of the St. Ceciliaville Summer Basketball Extravaganza, joining us as he has on past occasions to add the basketball insights. You were there with Irvin Magic Johnson in the early days, and George Gervin and Dick Vitale, and had all those experiences coming up through the greatest summer league that mankind has ever known. But we need you to lend your experience to this and first tell us about the golf outing that's coming up and the foundation.
Okay. Thanks, Joe. The Sam Washington Foundation was founded in 2015. So we're looking forward to this golf outing coming up June 13th, Saturday at Copper Creek Golf Course. It's in Farmington Hills. It's only 9 holes. So, most people, they love it because you're there like 2.5 hours and you're done.
Perfect.
And so we have a great time, good networking, good fellowship.
No sunburn,
No
nine
sunburn,
holes.
good food, and a lot of lies on the score at the end, but we have fun. We have fun.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So give people a snapshot, because I know you and I have been talking about Same Page Entertainment, the new company that Jalen Rose and Tom Gores have sponsored here. No secret to our audience that you and I have been invested in bringing the St. Cecilia story to the screen at some point. Jalen has been one of the few people who really has contributed and given back to St. Cecilia over the years. Give me the snapshot, though, in your elevator pitch of 1967 riots. Your dad found a safe haven for kids to get off the street and turned it into one of the meccas of the history of basketball.
Oh, wow. Before I forget, if anybody out there listening have any footage from back in the late 60s, the 70s,
VHS, beta,
anything you have, we need that very badly to help us doing what we're doing to move forward. Somebody has to have something somewhere.
Yeah, we're looking for archival footage.
Somewhere, whether Detroit News, the Free Press, home movies, whatever.
The George Gervin games, when the Pistons came down for the Pro-Am that night, the Dave Bing days.
When Magic came down, I know for a fact, I've seen cameras, filming, so if anybody out there listen, have any of those, please get back.
Get out there. We got to get out there on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. They call it the gram these days, right? That's what the kids call it. We got to get out on the gram and find the footage.
Detroit News?
Yeah,
Doesn't have
Free
anything?
Press,
Free
I'm
press?
research too, but how can they get that to us if they do, Joe?
Yeah, you got to go to like Wayne State.
They
You have to
can
go to the
simply
library.
go right to the GOATQuest website.
Okay.
Yeah, they can tell us right at the GOATQuest website, GOATQuest.com. Go in there, see all the things that we're doing, and drop us a line at the email.
That'll be a blessing for us. But back to your original question, I'm blessed. I feel that I've been to the mountaintop. I've seen it all. And I played against a lot of the best. I played against Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, played pickup ball with Dr. J, Daryl Dawkins, and then all the greats here, including Jalen, Chris Webber, and those guys. So I've seen it all. I consider myself doing it all. So,
well, when I met Magic Johnson in Austin, Texas, he told me that you drove him around.
I did.
That you were like before he had a driver's license when he was coming down from Lansing.
I did, and I'll tell you this firsthand. Magic always loved women. He always had
something about NBA players and fairer sex.
This was even before he became in the NBA. Even in high school when he became Magic and people started following him and realizing how great a basketball player he is. He's also a good person too. So like dad. But I've seen everything. My dad by default founded St. Cecilia. Back in late 67, right after the Detroit riots. No one had anything to do. We had curfews. Kids, were bored. And we lived right across the street from St. Cecilia Gym. My dad said, guys, talking about me and my brothers, just go play, pick up, do something. Just, get out the house. And we did. And, one thing after another.
Isn't that great? Dude, my parents used to say the same thing. They'd be like this.
Yeah, just
Get out.
come on, yeah,
Get out in the middle
play.
of winter.
And
I'd shovel off the thing, shoot hoops.
That's
You
it.
know,
And we love
Shovel.
doing it, because you guys probably attest to this. Whatever the sport was, that's what we did.
Yeah.
If it was baseball season, you had a glove in your hand. Football,
And your father was actually a professional football player. He didn't play basketball.
he played. My dad went to Western High School
With George Perlis.
with George Perlis. He was all state football, baseball, and basketball.
And then went to the Titans.
Went to the
ear-
Titans.
early CFL.
Yes. And he would always tell me, George Perlis used to block for me, Sam. I said, yeah, whatever that, I just, and one day I did have the honor of meeting George Perlis, after my dad passed away, and I went up to him, introduced myself to George, and he picked me up off the ground when he found out I was Sam Jr. and said, hell yeah, I blocked for your dad. He's a hell of a player. I said, okay, my dad told the truth for once.
Well, I think I sent you the newspaper article that somebody sent me where Perlis had a wonderful little eulogy that when he was quoted about your dad when your dad passed,
Yeah.
he had a great several comments there about what your dad did for youth sports in Detroit.
Yeah, absolutely. And everywhere I go, even now, it's 2026. People see me, recognize me. They know what I do with the foundation, Sam Washington Foundation, honor my dad, and everybody has a story. And he did multiple things that I never knew about. Helping kids get in school just by picking up a phone. Said, hey, I need you to take this kid and give him a scholarship for a ride. And no one said no to him.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Because if he really wanted somebody and prior said no, they felt that my dad would tell them no too. So
Well, my favorite story, because I'm in it, was Sam invites me. Somebody canceled on Sam, so I got the second string invite to the NBA Legends dinner at the Henry Ford. I show up. I'm thinking, okay, they're going to have me at the table in the back, right? But since I'm his plus one and he's being honored at the NBA Legends dinner via in memoriam of his fathers and their accomplishments together, I'm at the head table up front. I am sitting next to the Iceman George Gervin, Steve Smith, Jalen Rose, Sam. I'm sitting at this table and I'm thinking to myself, this is surreal. This is a moment in time. I wish somebody would turn around and take a little film of this. But that impact, did you just kind of grow up with it? So you didn't have any, I mean, you were palling around with those guys like you'd known them your whole life, which you probably have. I mean, let's talk about that. Like when you were growing up, was it just, hey, we hang out with NBA All-Stars all the time?
You probably didn't even know it then. You knew they were good,
I knew they were
but you
good.
didn't. I mean,
Right. But like you said, Joe, those guys that's famous now that we look up to, I grew up as a kid being around those guys. So like you said, it really was no big deal, hanging out with, at the time, Dick Vitale, George Gervin. He was just coming to be known. I told you the story when I went to the locker room and talked to my dad, and Marvin Gaye sitting there tying his shoes, getting ready to play.
Marvin Gaye.
I walked right past him. My dad said, well, hey, Sam, there's Marvin Gaye right there. Go say hello to him. Introduce yourself. I was kind of shy. I went over there. He hugged me as well, and told me how good friends he and my dad was, just stuff like that. So, growing up like that, I never was in awe of anybody, and because everybody puts on their pants one leg at a time, and just
Hey,
like everybody else.
people ask me all the time too. What was Barry like? Or he's a normal dude. He's a normal dude. He does the same. He's got the same problems we do,
Sure.
right? He's got a girlfriend that's a pain in the, or maybe he's a pain in the ass, or whatever. They got the same issues we got, man.
And, they
All
taught
of
me
them
in
do.
life because, I was in sales for like 35 years, and people were in awe of talking to like a CEO of a company, president of a company. I go right to them, hell.
Yeah.
And I learned very quickly. The worst thing they can say is no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes no means not right now. So
Yeah.
I talk to anybody, that ask anybody, pick up the phone and talk to anybody. It doesn't bother me at all.
You touched on an important one, Dick Vitale. I've seen you pick up the phone and call Dick Vitale. You got him on speed dial.
Talked to him last night.
What, what did he have to say?
He was just blown away.
Was he shit? Was he as blown out of his mind by that bucket by Mullins as everybody else
What
was?
to say? That was the first time I kind of like.
Did you see Rafferty and Grant Hill on the? They couldn't speak. There were no words there. It was a hole in the broadcast.
I think that was contagious because everybody felt that way. I'm like, oh, I fell off the sofa. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
That
I scared my wife to death. I yelled from the couch.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Unbelievable. So that's what March Madness is all about.
Yeah.
It is. It is. But your dad and Dick Vitale had a special relationship. Dick Vitale is famous for saying that, if your dad would have let him sleep at St. Cecilia, he would have had a bunk there.
Stay here.
And they went to concerts together. They, what was that relationship like? Even your mom's, like it was a family affair, right?
Yeah, my mom, his wife Lorraine, they would hang out and stuff like that. It was just crazy. Dick was smart. He's not shy by any means. And sometimes he was the only white guy in the gym. He didn't care. He had the thick glasses. He had the hair pulled over from one side. Walking around just talking.
I did that little comb over for a while. I had a little comb, and then I just shaved it off. And then I grew it back a little bit because it's too much work.
And
You shave every day?
depends if I'm going somewhere.
Yeah,
or not.
yeah.
Sometimes I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
I never had a beard till COVID.
Oh,
you know,
okay. Okay.
But yeah, even to show you how loyal Dick Vitale was to my dad, anytime I pick up the phone or text him, guarantee within 10 minutes he's reaching back.
Yeah.
And he donates to my foundation every year. He's always giving me words of encouragement. And likewise to him when he's going through the cancer stint, for years. So,
And he's fully in remission now, right? He's good to go.
Having a great time.
Is he down in Sarasota?
Down
Isn't he
in
down in
Sarasota,
Sarasota?
yeah.
I thought I saw. There's a little diner down there he goes to. I don't know the name of it, but people have seen him down there. Said he's a great guy.
Great guy. So, I take my hat off to him. Like I said, I can call him now. Within 5 minutes, he'll call me right back.
So in the context of St. Cecilia being, again, the greatest summer league, 15 Hall of Famers all played in the same grade school, high school summer league. I mean, that'll never happen again. In the context of St. Cecilia, what was the greatest March Madness moment of a St. Cecilia alum in a March Madness moment? I don't want to put you on the spot.
No, you're not, because there's a few, but the first one comes to mind is when Derek Coleman was a freshman at Syracuse.
Ooh.
And did they win it that year?
Jim Boeheim, was that Boeheim's
Yeah, that was Boeheim. Did they
national
win it that
championship?
year? I know they was in the Final Four.
Didn't he won one later with Jerry McNamara at point guard, who's now coming back to be the head coach?
So,
Left Siena.
Yeah. But anyway, so that comes to mind first because I remember when Sports Illustrated interviewed Derek, during the Final Four run, and one of the reporters asked Derek, "Hey, Mr. Coleman, you're a freshman at Syracuse on this huge stage. You got to be nervous, buddy." And Derek said, "Actually, sir, I'm more nervous playing basketball in the summer league at St. Cecilia." that blew me away, and the phones at St. Cecilia started ringing off the hook trying to reach my dad to get more information about what the heck is St. Cecilia, who's there,
To get a
and why
comment.
it's so successful. Yeah, actually.
That's cool.
Another one was Anderson Hunt when he's with the UNLV
Oh, Tark,
championship team.
Mm-hmm.
the running Revs.
St. Cecilia. He's one of my good friends.
He's good friends with Ray Ponder. I think Ray, who played wide receiver with us in college.
okay.
I think Ray and Anderson went to the same high school.
Mm-hmm.
Where did Anderson
High
go?
Southwestern.
Southwest.
Southwestern.
Who's Southwest?
You watch it.
Yeah.
Jalen Rose and those guys. He's a little older, I think. Yeah. Chris Webber is another one. That's how he got his name at St. Cecilia. Nobody knew who he was. He was playing with the AAU team,
Super Friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he went to Country Day.
Country
right?
Day.
Yeah.
He didn't want to
Greatest high school AAU team ever. You got Isley played in the NBA.
Goodness.
You got Jalen, Vashon, Juwan Howard came over from Chicago to play for the summer. I mean, crazy.
And that's what made St. Cecilia, because back then we had at least a dozen guys, probably more, in the NBA from Detroit that played at St. Cecilia. So every summer, guess what? They would bring their friends from their respective NBA teams to come and see what's all this bragging about?
Right.
And nobody was disappointed. Said, damn, I see why you guys from Detroit play the way you do. You're not afraid of anybody because we've seen it all there.
Yeah.
You know,
So, but you were a part of probably the coolest and at the same time most walking the line of legitimacy, right? I mean, because you had Sonny Vaccaro, right? Famous from the movie that was just made about Nike,
yeah.
right? Sonny was in the gym all the time.
Time.
You had Norm Stewart, who we mentioned from Missouri. You had George Raveling, who was Sonny's guy, right? Well, Iowa at the time, right? He was the Hawkeyes coach. But like the list just goes on and on and on, right? I mean, all of those coaches came through.
Every single one of them. Brad Stevens, who was at Butler now.
Yeah.
Boston
Yeah.
Celtics.
Everybody came through because they knew that's where the players were. And any coach will tell you, I don't care how many X's and O's I know. If I don't have the players, you know, in any sport, you know, you're not going to win. It's going to be hard to do. And that was a haven for basketball, you know, right there in the city of Detroit, in that small, tiny gym.
And the more recently, the Pistons have kind of done an homage to Saint Cecilia, right? They've worn the green jerseys with the whole Saint Cecilia script on them. Cade Cunningham featured in a lot of those ads. And I'm giving a little segue here because the Pistons have been on a phenomenal run. They're still in first place by 4 games. Cade Cunningham gets this collapsed lung, this freak injury, but they're 10-3 without him. Okay. They've only scored maybe 2.5 points less without him. Give me your tail of the tape here for the Pistons. Do they need him? Obviously they don't need him to make the playoffs, but I don't think that maybe they can get through the first round without him. I think they need him by the second round. What is your thoughts?
Well, you're always going to need your best player.
25 points a game, 10 assists a game.
10 assists, all-star, first time. And the beauty about the Detroit Pistons, I was just there last week. I was there twice for the Pelicans and the Atlanta Hawks. The beauty about the Pistons is they're from top to the bottom. They're tough. I mean, I can imagine, you know, when they were practicing all the time, they would go at it. And then they like each other. You know, if somebody falls, the whole team almost runs to help them up. And they'll fight you too. You know, you with your brother, you know, you're gonna fight. You're gonna help your brother out.
I love this Dennis Jenkins.
Baker's staff is good in, you know, managing, you know, minutes and players. No matter who he puts in, if you a player hadn't played in 3 games, your name is called. Wow, you come out playing like you play every game. You know, I really love the chemistry that they have. Trajan Langdon is doing a good job. You know, he was under pressure to make a big trade over the summer. He didn't do it, and
all the way up. Arn Tellem hiring Trajan Langdon. Tom Gore's bringing in Arn Tellem to bring in Trajan Langdon. I mean, this thing has turned around so fast, it's hard to believe.
It all just builds up, though, right? I mean, if we weren't in the playoffs, Trajan Langdon wouldn't be doing a great job.
Of course,
right? You know what I mean.
You need the wins.
I mean, we gotta have Cade back though, because you gotta have that guy in the last second that's gonna make the shot. Or I mean, he's a great passer too. He leads in assists too. So he's just
you need the money, man.
Yeah, he's got something that nobody else has.
But Dennis Jenkins, nobody saw this coming, and he's been outstanding.
He took a spot. You know, he was on a 2-way contract, making $85,000.
Yeah.
And then when
that's what the 2-way is. He's making $85,000.
$85,000. And then when the deadline came, either you're gonna keep him or you're not. He got rewarded. They gave him a 2-year, $8 million deal.
85,000.
85
to 2-year, $8 million.
$4 million a year.
And that's a lot of money, but not in the NBA.
No.
Well,
I mean, if he plays really well, he's going to get a lot more than $8 million.
But the 85,000 to $8 million.
Sure.
Is,
I can't even believe
they're going to make a TV movie.
I don't even think NFL players anybody makes $85,000.
That's crazy.
Is that what they make?
The 2-way because it was G League.
It was G League. Yeah. 2-way. You know, sometimes you play if they call you up to the big boys, and then if not, you go back down.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. He got his shot, and he's making.
That's right. Get your chance. Be ready to take it.
Yeah.
He was ready.
Yeah. The old Wally Pipp.
All right, well, let's dig in now. Let's go to the GOAT lists. Let's start the debate. All right.
Here we go.
We're looking at 2 debatable points here. The greatest coaches, which we just talked about some of them, greatest coaches in college basketball history, which means you had to be good in March Madness,
Okay.
and the most blue blood programs, right, which goes hand in glove, right? Who are the programs? Now, I'm going to set the table by making a statement that you can debate me on.
Okay.
I don't believe, and Sam, you and I talked about this on a past episode, that you can call a program great in the long haul if it was only one coach, right? That's a great era.
Like John Wooden.
What we're going to talk. I mean,
I know.
and not to, I mean, UCLA has had championships without Wooden, at least one.
Okay.
You know, so UCLA can play at least another couple of cards into that deck. But if it's just the Mike Krzyzewski era, or it's just the Jerry Tarkanian era, right? I find those ones harder to get over than some of these programs that have been able to do it with multiple coaches over multiple decades, right? And create real blue blood quality. But I'm willing to be wrong if you want to try to fight me on
You know,
this.
the sad thing is too, is we always lean towards the teams that are newer, right? Like on my list, I have Arizona. Okay.
The new blue blood.
Yeah.
But they had Ludolfs.
But they're new.
They had-
I know they had some, but they're not even near all the other teams, but they're on my list as one of the top 5 teams.
Yeah, I want to
So-
come back to that because I mean, I think that Arizona is very, very close to entering that discussion. And I think that Tommy Lloyd will bring them to that discussion. I do think that he will be that second coach to Lute Olson to make Arizona one of these greatest of all time programs. Sam?
Well, you know, the game's changed now.
Hmm.
You know, you mentioned those Hall of Fame coaches, but now everything's so wide open because you have that NIL money. And older guys are staying in college longer because they're getting that NIL.
Look at Michigan this year.
They're men.
Look at Michigan this year. They got 3-4 guys that are amazing.
Average 23.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you need men. You ever hear Pitino talk about it? He goes, I want 24-year-old men.
Some college coaches now won't even recruit
That's what
high school coaches.
that's what Pitino
Like
said.
that all the time.
Pitino said, I'm not even looking at him.
Straight to the portal.
Not even looking at him.
So, and because of that, so now instead of having the big high roller teams like your Duke, your Kentuckies, all across the board now because talent is everywhere. So a lot of guys are going where the money is now. And if you're a good coach, that's how you recruit. Like Calipari, he's smart. He tells his kids, one and done, baby. And that's what they want to hear.
Yeah.
You know, and then the NIL money helps. Look at Darius Aiko, freshman right out of Detroit.
Cass Tech.
Cass Tech. I mean, he left here his sophomore year to go to IMG in Florida, worked on his craft. He had a good mentor, Rashad Phillips, helped him with his craft, and he got muscle foundation in his own.
He's thick.
Very smart. His character is great because when he was at Cass, he struggled with his character. He would sulk sometimes. Things didn't go his way.
Oh, no, he looks unflappable now.
Yeah, now he's focused.
He still gets compromised on defense now and then, but he doesn't let it bother.
Doesn't let it bother him, you know, and going to the next levels, playing against a superstar every game. So that's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to get dunked on.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody's going to take the ball from you. But like you just said, Joe, he's unflappable. So he'll come right back.
Did you see the Pitino when he was talking to the team? He's like, where were you guys raised? That you miss a layup and you put your head down and you get down. Go play defense.
Right, exactly.
Well, I couldn't. The thing that impressed me about Acuff the most, that Martin kid was giving him a fistful, right? The kid for High Point, going up and down the floor, running him ragged. He didn't get down though, and all of a sudden you look up at the scoreboard, and the Martin kid, you're thinking, well, this kid's getting off all over the place. Martin kid's got 28, 29 points, but Acuff's got 36.
Yeah, and they won.
Right, and they won. I mean, again, at the end of he just kind of weathers the storm unflappably and moves forward. And yeah, I loved his attitude because at the end of the game, they made mention of it, right? They were like, well, you know, Martin had a great game. He's like, yeah, you know, I'm just here to try to win.
Right.
At the end of the game, if I score 6 more points than he does and we win,
that's a great statement there.
that's the tally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a pro right there.
So we got Arkansas. Does Calipari have a chance? Well, first of all, is Calipari going to take the North Carolina job? That's one rumor. And if he stays, does he get to add to Nolan Richardson's great era and turn Arkansas into the next power?
How old's Calipari? 65, probably?
I would guess mid-60s.
65. I mean, how much money's enough? I mean,
It's
he's
just
made.
his passion,
No.
pretty much now.
No, it's his passion, but
He's like 70. Right?
yeah, exactly. He's
still
probably
trying to
over
get
70.
Championship. He's
Yeah.
trying to get
Yeah.
more.
Yeah,
But with Calipari is
and we know people that are retired.
yeah.
They're driving themselves crazy.
Yeah.
I don't. I don't,
Retirement is
the whole
early
retire.
death.
I think so too. I think so too.
Calipari does go to North Carolina with the ruling now. I mean, guys are transferring every year. I know some kids in college and
4 years, 4 teams. Yeah.
Hold on. So, quick question: does every college raise the same amount of money?
No.
No, meaning. So
No.
Michigan has 50 mil. We call it.
and
whatever.
a hell of alumni.
Yeah.
You know, so
But
Every college can only dole out, what is it, 20.2 million? The college can only give from their fund, right? The college
to basketball.
no, total.
Oh, total.
They've got like 20 million,
Okay.
right, to give out. It's more than that, but it's in that ballpark. Then everything beyond the 20 million that the college can directly pay the players with, everything beyond that has to be tied to name, image, and likeness. Has to actually be tied to an advertiser now. Like you're seeing the Boozer brothers are in all these commercials.
But that's easy to do.
It used to be. Now it has to go through an account. It has to be approved through a third-party accounting firm, kind of like the Academy
Which
Awards.
is good. Which is good.
Yeah. Now there is an actual process by which the NIL apportionment has to be approved. Now, could they abuse that? Absolutely. I'm sure that there's 5 workarounds that the 3 of us haven't thought of for them to pay these guys more and better.
So you could spend 50 million.
Yeah. So getting back to Calipari,
Yeah.
could he make Arkansas, or do you think he's a rental in Arkansas? Fayetteville is not really John Calipari town. Is he going to end up somewhere else before it's all said?
I think he's going to end up somewhere else. Maybe North Carolina. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't see it. I don't see
No, you
it.
see him staying?
There's huge money in Fayetteville. It's called Walmart. The Walton family funds the University of Arkansas to the hilt.
Big time.
Hmm.
But he's been everywhere just about.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, he still has a passion. And as long as he has the passion, he'll stick around. But like you said, with the Walton family backing him, that's all
And,
they gotta-
and the Walton family is also the Kroenke family because Stan Kroenke married a Walton.
Well,
So that's all the
that
Denver.
was the
That's the
Walton
Denver
family.
Nuggets. That's the whole thing.
Has the Walton family come out and said that they back Calip? I mean, they just obviously is that way he got the job.
They've always been the largest donors to Arkansas.
Okay.
So the general fund, let's just put it that way.
And now it's out there, NIL money pretty much uncapped, excuse me. And that's one of the first questions, like last time I talked to Tom Izzo. They hate the fact that in the kids' living room with the parents and, whoever their guardians are, first question is, hey, coach, how much NIL money can I get?
Yeah. What's the max?
How much can I get, coach?
But 90% of the guys that we played with in college and the guys that I know came from lower middle class families, right? I want to get paid.
Oh,
I don't care.
You can't.
I've been broke my whole life. Now you're going to tell me
That's
that I can't.
People forget
I'm
that.
not going to go to the highest bidder. Are you out of your
People
fucking
forget that.
mind?
Yeah, I've said this many times.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm taking.
I've said this many times. You can't look down your nose at a 19-year-old LeBron James wanting to get paid or an 18-year-old
No.
Kobe Bryant wanting to get paid.
No.
When Tracy Austin, the little tennis player, gets to go pro at 15 or 16 years old and make all the money, like you can't have a double standard.
No.
If the open market says that they're worth X, then damn it, they're worth X.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we run down these blue blood programs. Let's run through that first. So just statistically speaking, obviously UCLA's got 11 championships.
Yeah.
10 of that is the Wooden era.
Yeah.
We can talk about
They
that
won-
at length.
Isn't that crazy that they won 10? What was this?
He won 7 in a row.
10 national titles in a row. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, with Bill Walton and Lou Alcindor, then Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, they went roughshod over the Pac-10 and the country. Kentucky's got 8 national championships. UConn's got 6. North Carolina's got 6. Duke 5. Indiana 5. So we're already seeing like two of those programs have definitely fallen off of blue blood
Big time.
status right now, right? Like Indiana is a mess right now in basketball, and in bizarro world, the football program is number one,
Is that crazy?
Yeah.
which we would have never like. You couldn't even consider that, right? That doesn't even factor. And then their women's programs. When you look at UConn, they don't just have 6 national championships on the men's side. Then with Gino Auriemma, they've got 12 on the women's side. I mean, you start talking about what are the greatest programs. I mean, you have to start factoring in if we're just isolating the men and not basketball in general. Then obviously UCLA plays a different card. But again, I want to go back to that factor of that's almost all John Wooden.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing in the last.
Different era.
Yeah.
The best players in the country, they all want to go play for John Wooden. The rules were different.
Nothing wrong with that.
Rules are different. Freshmen couldn't play varsity back then.
That's what I was saying. He had a JV team that would beat 80% of the country's teams. His JV.
Right.
And that's a true fact.
That's
Larry Brown was the coach
Yeah.
of John Wooden's
I hate
JV team.
I hate to say it, but the way that Izzo is looking at it is going to come back to bite Michigan State
Why do you think?
because he's not into the NIL. He's not into paying players. I mean, dude, what are you going to do?
He wants you to
You
stay
got-
around 40
I
years.
think
Yeah,
if
you got the top 24-year-old. You got 10 of the top 24-year-old players that are in the G League.
He's got 2 alums. Their names are Dan Gilbert and Matt Ishbia, and they don't have any problem.
Oh, they all have billionaires that back people, though. The amount of money they're talking about, 20-40 million, it's a lot to us, but in the world of millionaires, it's not that much.
Do you think that Tom Izzo really doesn't like it, or he just says that he doesn't like it and then he goes and pays him?
I hope he says he doesn't like it and goes and pays him, but I don't think he's the type of guy
He doesn't like it
that
'cause
yeah.
he's not in control.
I don't. Yeah,
He's not in control now. Think about
I
it.
get it. Until they change the rules, no coach is going to be in control.
I don't think Michigan State gets mentioned with the blue blood programs, but Judd Heathcote won a championship, and Tom Izzo has won a championship, and are they approaching the record for NCAA appearances in a row now? Aren't they very? Isn't he in the high 20s now for years in a row of
Yeah,
participating in the dance?
yeah. It's all proofs in the pudding, but it's going to catch up with them.
I mean,
There was no championship other than just the one from Izzo.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps him in the game. He's in dire need. He really wants to get one more.
so and going beyond that, you mentioned Arizona as a new
Mhm.
one. I love that pick because when I look at Arizona, I remember very well the Lute Olson era. And it went straight through. I mean, Andre Iguodala. I mean, they had great players beyond just the early days with Kenny Lofton and that national championship team in Arizona. But this team with Tommy Lloyd is different. And I mean different from the standpoint that they've got young guys, they've got old guys. They've got guys who play inside, they got guys who play outside. They got guys who can shoot it, they got guys who can take it to the hole. I mean, very similar to Michigan. And that's why I think this is the bracketologists screwed this up. Because this is the national championship game.
For sure.
Yeah.
Michigan and Arizona is the 2 best teams, right? And anybody who's doing the eye test on this tournament has to know that you're watching the national championship game in this half of the bracket with 2 complete teams. But think about Tommy Lloyd. 20 years, he was an assistant under Mark Few, the winningest coach in college basketball. Again, something that people forget. Mark Few actually has the highest winning percentage in the history of college basketball.
That's Gonzaga.
That's Gonzaga.
Gonzaga.
20 years at Gonzaga, Tommy Lloyd. When he shows up on campus at Arizona, in his first year, he's, back then it was the Pac-12, he's Pac-12 Coach of the Year, right? Takes them deep. Then he's 2-time Pac-12 Coach of the Year, 2-time Pac-12 tournament champion. And in the 2 other years, he took the FIBA team, the under-18 team, and the under-19 team to gold medals. So 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, and now he's in 26. He has run his first 5 seasons. He's won a championship, either a conference championship, a tournament championship, or a gold medal in all of his first 5. And he's got what looks like the best team in the country to me. So is Arizona on the road to being one of the best programs? in the history of college basketball? I think so.
Maybe. I don't know if I wouldn't put them in my top 5. Arizona? I don't think so. I mean, just because they're there this weekend or next week. I mean,
I just gave you the rundown on the last 5 years.
I got
in
you.
the Lute Olson era.
I got
I'm
you.
saying you might say they're not, but I would have them. If the top 5 is the ones that have won, I would take North Carolina and Indiana right now, and I'd give them both a strong look. Now I know North Carolina has an amazing history.
Yeah.
Right. Which can't just be thrown out the window because of recent struggles.
Yeah.
Right. It isn't like Hubert Davis didn't do a nice job. I mean, he had great teams.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think he might have been, unceremoniously dismissed at the wrong time. We'll see. We'll see how that. I tell you what, if they don't get a Carolina guy and they say that they're going out of Carolina for this pick, if they don't get a Carolina guy and it fails, it's gonna that whole administration will get clean swept. I mean, they already did this Belichick fiasco on the football side of the equation,
Yeah.
right? With his girlfriend running the program. And what the hell's going on in North Carolina?
Yeah. Prisoners are running the prison.
It is a little difficult to understand there. So who would you say are your Mount Rushmore blue blood programs?
I got to put UConn.
Basketball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I like UConn. I like
By
UConn.
the way, Tommy Lloyd's favorite band is the Beastie Boys, which gives him another plus in my book.
Oh my God. How do you know that?
You got to read.
You really?
Yeah.
No, I don't even think that's reading.
Yeah.
But taking off.
We'll get a little shout out for Michael Murray and all those Divine Child grads out there. Divine Child, Albion, national championship under Pete Schmidt. May he rest in peace. Amen for Albion and Divine Child. We had a Mr. Fitzpatrick here in the back, a Catholic Central grad. Obviously, Sam didn't get a chance to say it, but he went to Brother Rice. So we got the whole Catholic League represented here. And then this delinquent from the thumb.
That's me.
Fitz's boys are brother.
Oh, there you go. All right. The whole Catholic League is represented. So you were saying
Which pains
Stan,
me.
Mount Rushmore?
Mount Rushmore, college
Right now.
blue bloods. Yep.
Has to be. Duke is still there, I think.
Duke is Duke.
Yeah, Duke is,
They're on TV more than leave it to be that reruns.
Kentucky is always in the running somehow, even though they've fallen off too. But
I love Kentucky.
if you look at the NBA guys from Kentucky, it's a ton of throughout the history.
Yeah.
And then I would even say you got to put Michigan and Michigan State in there somewhere too.
I think you got to put Florida in there. They won it last year.
And Billy Donovan won
Yeah.
2,
Yeah.
Right.
right?
Won
Before
That's
Ty
in,
Golden.
and that's in the last 10 years, right? Is it in the last 10 years?
Maybe not
Maybe
10.
maybe 15.
They're talking Billy Donovan. That's another name that's been thrown in the ring for North Carolina.
Where
Even
is
the Bulls?
Where is he?
He played Chicago Bulls.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's coaching the Bulls.
didn't know. that.
I would say if he's interested, Kenny Smith. I think he would be a great.
Oh, you saw him. You saw him on the broadcast.
Yeah.
He was. You should say, if they don't hire a Carolina
I
man.
think he'd be great because he's good analogy on the games where he breaks everything.
Oh, I love Kenny Smith. The Jet is. I think he's got like a venture capital fund or something he's doing too on the side, so he could throw in some NIL money out of his own
That's right.
investments. But you mentioned Kentucky. All right, I think it's worthy to run down Kentucky. Adolph Rupp had 4 titles, coached him from 1930 to 1972, a 42-year run as coach. Calipari, many years there, won a title. Patino had a little stint that was interrupted by his bad behavior.
Yeah. He's still
Won,
hanging
but
in there.
still won a title. Joe B. Hall was a good coach there. Tubby Smith
Mhm.
won a title there. I mean, that's a program. When you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coaches that have won national championships all at the same school, that school has a program.
And they probably put what 3 or 4 guys in the NBA each year,
Every year.
every year.
And it's Kentucky.
Yeah.
Like, I love Lexington. It's a nice town,
But-
but it ain't UCLA.
Oh.
Right?
No, well, there's nothing that's California.
And
But-
Horses.
it ain't the research triangle in Carolina either with Duke and Chapel Hill. I mean, it's not the same. I mean, even Manhattan or Queens with St. John's, I mean, they're like these places have an allure to the campus. You come to Ann Arbor, I mean, you get the full treatment. You come to Michigan State with their 60,000 students, right? In not the same going into Lexington, Kentucky.
So that tells me they were getting NIL money back then.
You know they were.
Yeah, it
Just wasn't
it
NIL.
wasn't called that.
It's called cash.
It wasn't called that.
Yeah. I like Houston too, as of late.
With
As of,
Phi Slamma Jamma going back. Oh, what was that coach's name? Guy Lewis.
Yeah, Guy Lewis. Yeah.
Guy Lewis. Did he ever show up at St. Cecilia?
Yeah.
This Guy
He
Lewis.
did, yeah.
Well, that's right. Because he
Yeah,
recruited Benny Anders, right?
Yeah, and then he had a kid there named Mike Young that played with them, and he ended up playing for my dad with the Detroit Spirit, so they knew all about it.
Detroit
Yeah.
Spirits.
The Detroit Spirits. Well, the one that we talked about with George Gervin last week, the Pontiac Chaparrals.
Yeah.
Who was that coach you were telling me about?
White.
Roy White.
White.
Another
What,
Detroit
Gervin?
legend.
Pontiac. No, he's from Pontiac.
George Gervin played there?
Yeah.
The Russells. Yeah, Gervin got kicked out of school, so he had to play somewhere.
Somewhere.
Oh,
So he hooked up with the Chaparrals for half a season.
Yeah,
The
before he got discovered by
The Squires, right?
Virginia Squires.
Virginia Squires. But
before he got discovered by who?
Virginia Squires.
Oh,
yeah, whoever the ABA scout was in Detroit was like, okay,
Yeah, the Pistons.
This
were
kid.
the guy.
yeah, this kid's too good.
yeah, this kid's too good.
Yeah.
Big thanks for this feature sponsorship to James Sullivan and his ATS advisors. They're a CPA firm serving the people behind the numbers.
So we rounded out the programs. Let's get into the coaches. Let's debate the coaches here. Who are the greatest college basketball coaches of all time?
These coaches, you got to go with Bobby Knight. Got to go with Dean Smith, John Wooden, of course.
Yeah.
You know,
10
the Wizard of
championships,
Westwood. You got to go with him.
800 winning percentage.
He was phenomenal.
Tommy Lloyd, by the way, is 809 right now. I know it's a young career. 809 winning percentage, just ahead of John Wood.
Back to the coach argument.
I like Tark the Shark too. I like Jerry Tarkanian.
Oh, Jerry
Yeah,
Tarkanian,
Absolutely.
another one who did it at multiple
He knew
schools.
how to talk to kids. Give them, you know, he ran he ran just like he played in street ball. You know?
Krzyzewski.
Mike Krzyzewski.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
And a lot of these guys. So there's two schools of thought too. Okay, so
What do all those coaches have in common?
winning.
They had the best players.
That's right.
well,
You tell me one of those coaches won without good players?
yeah, they early in their careers they won without good
But
players.
to get the job at
Yeah,
Duke?
I mean, Bobby Knight and Krzyzewski. I mean, Bobby Knight coached Krzyzewski at Army, and Bobby Knight, went from Army to Indiana. I mean, they weren't a dominant powerhouse when Bobby Knight got there. Dean Smith. I mean, they had some good years at North Carolina before Dean Smith, but nothing like Dean
But
Smith.
you heard the statement, right? You can have all the X's and O's you want, but if you ain't got the Joes,
Gotta have them.
you ain't got
the
the
Jimmies and the Joes.
You ain't
have
got the
X's and
Jimmies and the
O's,
Joes.
but you
It
have
don't.
the Jimmies and the Joes.
You can do all the X's and O's you want.
Well, a lot of people, neither one of you have brought up Kansas. All right, with Roy Williams first, and then Bill Self. Bill Self's had an incredible run. People are saying that he may hang it up after this year and retire. But I like Roy Williams. I mean, Roy Williams goes from Kansas, where he's dominant, and then he wins 3 national championships in North Carolina, his alma mater.
What's the coach from Houston? Sampson. I like him too.
Calvin Sampson.
Yeah, Calvin Sampson.
Started out under Izzo or with Izzo under Heathcote before he went. So another guy who had a Michigan State drop in.
Yeah.
What about Jim Calhoun? Another 3 national championship guy,
Yeah.
Another one. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Danny Hurley's got 2, right? But if we go back, we really didn't reset this as UConn as a blue blood, right? UConn has won 6 national championships with 3 different coaches. Calhoun won 3, Kevin Ollie won 1, and then Hurley got 2.
What did they have though? Good
Players.
Great players.
Great.
Players. But again, UConn was nothing before Jim Calhoun
Right.
put UConn on the map.
Yeah. Who wants to go there too? It was right. Connecticut.
I mean, in 25 years, they've won like 18 national championships now.
You know, that's one
Men's
thing
and
too.
women's.
When you get a little older, you realize this whole recruiting thing, it's a crapshoot. Just because a guy's good in high school does not mean it's going to equate to college. It just doesn't. I mean, look at the NFL draft. Look how many guys get drafted in the first or second round, never play. It happens.
You got guys that are fighting suing to stay in the NCAA
Like,
because
no,
the money's going to be better than the G League,
no.
and they're not going to make an NBA
You
roster.
got
Does Rick Pitino get shoved to the back of the line because he seemingly can't keep his hands off other men's wives? Or
he did it once.
I think it was twice. I think there's 2 separate. I think he did it twice to his own assistant coaches.
He's the
So
only one that got caught.
Say what?
I think it was the wives of two of his own assistant coaches.
I thought it was somebody at the
No,
school.
I think it was
Some young.
no.
No?
I think Rick's problems go deeper. But
He just signed another 2 years through
hey,
2030.
has anybody ever not gotten forgiveness if they can win, Daddy?
No.
He's still one of
It's
the
true.
few that wears suits
Yeah.
Right?
to the games.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, doesn't Bobby Petrino have a job back now again? I mean,
Yeah. Well, that was a student.
that was the student.
That was a student.
Well, I mean, we have people. I mean, have to remember
But you're Sharon Moore. What in the
Barry Switzer
what in the
married
hell are you
a
thinking?
former student.
What are you thinking? You're making $6 million, $7 million a year. You're married
It makes no sense.
not at all.
It makes no sense.
for someone of the opposite sex. For
just
what?
to fool around.
Yeah.
You mentioned Jim Boeheim. Syracuse has been non-existent.
Yeah.
He was holding that thing together, obviously.
Yeah.
I talked to Mike Tirico about it up in Mackinac Island, and I'm sitting there and like, what are they going to do? Because this was not the answer, right? They went and they got McNamara. So Jerry McNamara, who had a real nice game against Duke in that first round, Siena's coach, is now going back to his alma mater where he won a national championship, and he's going to be coaching the Orangemen. Do the Syracuse Orangemen get back into the blue blood conversation?
It's gonna be hard.
How much money they have?
How
Right.
much money do they have? We got
It's
Tirico's going to have to kick in a little cash, isn't he, to the alma mater?
all about money. Right?
Denny Crum, Louisville. Patino was another Louisville guy. A lot of good coaches have come through Louisville.
Forgot about him.
Yeah, me too.
Does Louisville make another run here? They have had competitive teams, but they've been on the outside looking in for about a decade now.
I got to say the teams that have the most money are probably going to get the best players. And I know we're talking about coaching, but that's part of it too. So it's all about money.
Gonzaga doesn't have the most money, and Mark Few keeps putting great teams out there. Is that a testament to him as a coach? Should we be talking more about Gonzaga and Mark Few?
Are we sure that they're not getting money?
Well, they're getting money, but I mean, we all know Gonzaga doesn't have the kind of money that Mick Cronin's got at UCLA or what,
Maybe.
what Pope's got at Kentucky, or
Maybe.
what Golden's got at Florida.
Do we know what Gonzaga has?
I don't have it at my fingertips, but I know that Gonzaga is not the wealthy
Sure.
college
Sure.
that the rest of these folks are.
Yeah.
Right. When you run down the list of coaches, who's again the masthead coach? Like when you think about college basketball and March Madness, what is the face that comes to you?
For me, it's Dean Smith.
Dean Smith.
Just because of that's when I, growing up,
That's when you
watching
fell in
all
love with the game.
watching Michael Jordan,
James Worthy.
James Worthy, all the dynasties that they had and all the other players they had too. Yeah, I'd say Dean Smith for me.
Sam, who's yours?
Mike Krzyzewski.
Mike Krzyzewski, Coach K.
Yeah.
They're kind of intertwined. Yeah.
Did you see he did the closing of 60 Minutes on Sunday night?
What's that? No.
He did like this appeal, the greatness of America. They, in these times of struggle, what should we all be thinking about? What is the greatness of America?
Money.
Politician now.
Coach K did his thing. He kept
He
it.
came to the same.
He kept it non-political.
Yeah.
He kept it non-political. He was very judicious about the way he framed everything that he said. I mean, my recent guy I told you is Tommy Lloyd. I really think that this Tommy Lloyd is going to be the next chapter. But I have to say that like when I think about college basketball, my first gut punch is Calipari. I mean, he's just been all over the place for so long and so visible as a college basketball icon that the first guy who pops into my mind is Calipari.
Yeah. The hard thing is nowadays too is the social media. We didn't have that when we were in college. We didn't even have a phone when we were in college, right? I mean, we'd see the guys on TV, so everything is so right in front of you. It's on your phone.
And that's true.
It's on Instagram.
Well,
you can, it's
Other
right-
than the Big Ten games, right, which we had some great coaches in the Big Ten. We had Judd Heathcote growing up, Frieder, and then
Yeah.
but Bobby Knight, obviously huge. But we also got the TV channel that showed us all the Big East games. Remember that?
Yeah.
So we would see John
Yeah.
Thompson.
Yeah, we used
the
to watch
great
St.
Georgetown Hoyas.
Watch St. John's.
Carnesecca with Chris Mullen and
Dude, now
St. John's.
they're never on TV. Do you ever see it?
PJ Carlissimo, the Seton
Yeah.
Hall teams, right?
It
We
seems
got
like
all
they're
those
never
guys.
on TV now.
No,
Ever.
but I mean,
Maybe it's just we have too much shit to watch.
UConn and St. John's were the only two teams out of the Big East that even made the tournament this year.
Yeah.
Who was
Think
Larry
about
Brown?
how much that swung.
Remember Larry Brown?
Yeah.
Oh, Larry Brown.
Larry Browns. Yeah.
In there, yeah. He was
Great,
Yeah.
great coach. And then, of course, came to the Pistons,
Practice.
Allen Iverson. But you mentioned Jerry Tarkanian. Tarkanian probably was the most animated. Now, I didn't get to chance, I was alive, but I didn't really get a chance to see or remember Dick Vitale on the bench for the University of Detroit. I heard that he was the same way with his bench side antics. But you tuned in to see Tarkanian. In some cases, what was he going to do on the sideline? He was,
Yeah.
putting it on his head,
Yeah.
walking over here, sweating through two shirts. Tie gets pulled off halfway through the third quarter.
Yeah, but what did
Well, we used
Tarkanian
to have quarters.
What did Tarkanian have?
Best.
Five NBA,
Best players.
5 starters that were all NBA players. Yeah.
Yeah, and whatever the whales in the Las Vegas casinos could buy.
Yeah, that's true.
to keep them in business.
Pay off.
So I love that. I mean, I think we can run that down then. So we're going to GOAT list it. Sam, I'm going to give you the privilege of leaving your number one. I'm going to run it down for me. I think that my number one is going to be, it's going to be John Wooden. I mean, even though I want to skirt around with Jim Calhoun and some of these guys who I think ran great programs, and I don't think you can debate the statistical relevance of winning 7 in a row, winning 90 games in a row, winning 10 championships. I mean, it's a staggering number. I'm going to go with John Wooden.
Yeah, I'm guessing that'll never happen again. Just it's a different league.
Yeah.
I mean, he had all the great
Parity is too much.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look at these teams. Look at Michigan.
The feeder
Look how good
systems are too
Michigan. Yeah,
much.
exactly. Look how look how great Michigan got this year. You know,
But
From the couple
I'm
that-
standing by the fact that I don't think UCLA is the greatest program of all time. I'm going to give program to UConn because of the 3 coaches and because of this recent dominance with the women's team and the men's team. Total 18 championships. So,
So now you're bringing in women's teams with the
I'm
men's
just going to
team?
give the program a nod.
For me, it's Krzyzewski.
Mike Krzyzewski is your Duke.
Because he's a guy that I watched. He was
Duke
in
is
there.
Duke. 5 championships, most wins,
Yeah.
over 1,200 wins.
Yeah.
I like Dean Smith.
Dean Smith. So those are our
Now we
3.
switched.
Those are our 3. Coach K, Dean Smith, and John Wooden.
I think so.
Right here. You heard it here. It was brought to you by the accounting experts. So it was obviously at ATS Advisors, Sully Sullivan, who no-showed us tonight.
He did. I thought he'd show up fashionably.
A significant absence
Did he text you?
from
No text?
from ATS Advisors.
We'll give him a.
Well, this again, John Pelon and Patrick Financial Group, Faro Imaging. We did it here as always from the Downtown Pourhouse. We're coming back at you in a couple of weeks. By then, we will have crowned a champion. Maybe it will have been your Michigan Wolverines.
Hopefully.
Maybe not. Maybe the Frozen Four will also be the
Oh.
Michigan Wolverines.
That would be nice.
It does not look like the Michigan women are going to factor into this because Texas is putting the boots to them. 57-29 at this point. I think that one's going to be over. But we want to thank Sam Washington Jr. for joining us. St. Cecilia, hopefully we get that archival footage that we've been asking for, ladies and gentlemen, and we could submit that to the good people, Tom Gores and Jalen Rose, who's a huge St. Cecilia devotee who've done amazing things for the city of Detroit with the Jalen Rose Leadership Academy. We're going to bring it back for you here to the Downtown Pourhouse next time. But until then, be the GOAT at whatever it is that you're doing today.
Wait.
Three-way. There we go.